Hey folks, this is the video I have been alluding to for quite a while now. I'm sorry it didn't happen like I had thought at the end of last week, but I actually wanted you all to get a taste for what we did for Reformation before I really told you about what the cantata is going to be like. For those of you that didn't see the services this past weekend, we had material pre-recorded by a couple of smaller choirs that we edited together, and then we synced that with live music in addition and live singing, so that we put the whole thing together without having everybody necessarily in one place at one time. So I needed to be sure that we were going to be able to do that, because that is going to be the primary method that we use for presenting our cantata this year. So I'm going to try to be concise but specific, to give you as much information as I can at this moment. So stay with me if you could. We are going to be, hold on, of course already. Carrying Hope. That is our theme. Okay? So Carrying Hope is what we're going to be doing, and we're going to divide that show into kind of 4 separate ensemble pieces that will be edited together to create vignettes. So bear with me for a second. We have a choral portion, all right? That's the thing that you'd be most familiar with, that we have done in the past. We'll have a soloist portion, which as well you're probably most familiar with, because we have always had a couple of people kind of soloing with the choir. But then we're also going to have Sunshine Band, which is our contemporary ensemble, and we're on our Spirit Ringers. So the handbell group is going to perform too. So each of these ensemble options are going to do some important things that will be edited together to make up what becomes the cantata. So first off, we're going to learn some music. So that has to be determined, decided, arranged, disseminated, rehearsed, and then recorded, because we're going to record those ensembles 1, 2, and 3 in advance. All right. So this one is used to doing that more or less on a regular basis with regard to anthems and things that they do for their services. The ringers have been doing some stuff lately that you may have seen during traditional services, but they are also going to be hopefully maybe utilized in some other pieces of music. So maybe there's a choral piece that we can use a little bit of bells with, or something as an introduction for soloists or something like that. So we're going to see about utilizing them based on the interest we have and how many people want to ring. Now the choral piece, we're actually going to divide this, and we're going to have a virtual group and then a select group. Now keep in mind, both of them are pre-recorded, but the select group is going to be more like this past weekend at Reformation, when I had a few live singers socially distanced with me up on stage doing the service. So that's a piece that allows that group of people to learn a few pieces of music and come together and figure out when we can record those. That date to record is going to be December 4th. Okay. The virtual group is going to be more like Pentecost. So this will be utilized primarily for sing-alongs, and it's going to be for anybody and everybody that wants to participate, as has the cantata choir been in the past. There's not going to be as much music to be learned, and it's going to be more familiar. And that is going to be more of an individual recording process. We're going to try to set up in a room somewhere here on campus, allow you to come in dressed in your, favorite Christmas sweater or whatever, and sing the piece of music that you've been working on. so that we can begin to put those together in advance. As far as the soloists are concerned, just be aware that whereas these other three are going to be pre-recorded, these are the ones that are actually going to be live. And the reason is because we've decided that we're going to do presentations to a real audience as opposed to just something on the internet, mostly due to copyright and whatnot. But because of our limitations in spacing, we have to have more presentations this year. So it's kind of crazy. It's the second full week of December that we're going to do 2 on a Friday, 2 on a Sunday, and then 2 on the Monday. And I forget the dates right now, but we'll talk about that later. So soloists are going to be myself, Mary Jo, Dennis. All of us are the directors here at Hope, and then we'll hire an alto so that the 4 of us can do some possibly, I don't know, 4-part stuff, whatever. Anyway, so we'll be actually presenting and then helping to go through this whole thing after it's edited together with all the groups having done their stuff. Now, this is the important thing you need to realize. In order to get time to edit all these things together and actually have the presentation by when we need it, we have to record some dates. As I already said, December 4th is when we're doing the choral part, but with the beginning of Advent and then Thanksgiving, we need to do Spirit Ringers on November 20th, and same for Sunshine Band. So to participate in those, you have to be available on those days. This is a Friday, and you basically at this point need to be available all day. Do I think we're going to be here all day? Hope not, but I can't tell you for sure, and it's important that you commit to that so that whatever we need to do, since this is a first time out, we have the time to do it. So keep that in mind. So what else do you need to know? Oh, okay. So in addition, each of these groups as a representative is going to have an interview portion. Now, keep in mind that I realize some of you may not want to speak on camera, or maybe you can't make it that day, or maybe you just don't want to do it. That's fine. It doesn't have to be the whole band or the whole ensemble, but we need a few people at least as a representative from each of these groups, so that we've got a little bit of a dialogue or a little bit of a couple of questions to start to get some interview footage together about what it means to be carrying hope, so that we can intersperse that and create these quadrants that we're talking about. We'll kind of try to lead that discussion a little bit, and all of that will be done in advance, so you won't be shocked or surprised, and you'll know when to show up and whatever. The soloist portion here is actually going to be the McLean family themselves as the interview there. But the point is that we'll have 4 little vignettes that we can edit together to create kind of 4 tent poles of what it means to be carrying hope, and then figure out what songs from each ensemble work best to create a set, if you will, and have 4 sets within the piece that are carried, kind of connected together by the hosts, if you will, who are going to be there live. So all of that has to be done in advance, and we have to get on the stick. Now, do I have all the music ready for you? No, I don't, because we're creating this from scratch. It's not something that I was able to buy and just disseminate. So we're working on that as we speak, and as soon as things are prepared and ready, they will go out. But what I need right now is I need some kind of a response from folks that are interested in participating. Now, that is particular, let me tell you, to this group right here. All right? This virtual part is the one that's going to be most like what the cantata choir has been in the past. There are not going to be a bunch of group rehearsals, however. I have to assume that if I give you something that's simple enough, you can work on it at home and show up and be ready to sing. So that's going to change things significantly. But if you wanted to do that, I need to know. Okay? So ken@hopetoall.org is my email address. Or you could also use musicupdate hopetoall.org. Either of those as a response to saying, yes, I want to do the virtual choir is important. Okay? The select group is one I'm going to choose. And then if you're in the ringers already, you know that you need to get back to me. And Dennis has already spoken to the Sunshine Band. So really, this is the biggest portion right now that's going to be based on interest that we need to get feedback from. And then once I have that list together, I will let you know where digitally, and it will be digital, not paper. I'm not going to be passing out folders. This is all going to be done online via the cloud and email. But I will send that out to you so that you can get started in learning things. And then if you were a part of the Pentecost group, you know what to do when you show up and you're going to sing with your headphones in while we record you. Okay? So that's the way we're going to do this. And then hopefully we'll have a really interesting and neat presentation to put together about what it means to be carrying hope rather than carrying a disease or anything else. We're going to talk about what it means to carry hope here this Christmas season. So I hope you're as excited about that as we are. We've been planning and thinking about this for a long time. And of course, there's a lot of things still yet to be worked out. But we'd like you to be a part of it and want to make sure that you have enough time to decide. So I'm not going to give a deadline right now. But at this point, the sooner the better. If you're interested, you let me know. Okay? And use that email to do it. Do not call the office. Please do not call the office. Don't leave me a bunch of voicemails. Just email and let me know you're interested, and then I'll put you on a list, and I will be in touch with you. Okay? Thank you all so much. I hope that you're interested, and I can't wait to see how this turns out. All right? Take care.